Hey guys, this is Mike from My Private Library. I'm doing a little slightly different video here. It's not quite a haul, it's more of a recap. At the beginning of the month, I was lucky enough to go to a special edition NYC, which is it's like an offshoot of the New York Comic Con, but focused solely on comic books. So no entertainment, no TV, no movies, just comics. And this is the second year it's been around. I went for the debut year last year, and it was a lot of fun. It was nice. It was small. It was a lot smaller, a lot less crowded than New York Comic Con, which made it a little more accessible. And they had some really good debut guests last year, like Gail Simone, Francis Manapul, Brian Buccellato. I don't know if Scott Snyder was there last year, but he was there this year. And this year, not as many creators were there, but there were still a lot of big names. Brian Michael Bendis, Scott Snyder, uh, Greg Capullo was not. Actually, I guess those are probably two of the biggest names there. But still, I was really excited to go, and I sprung for a VIP ticket. Uh, it's a 2 day show, $100 for VIP ticket, and I think for what you paid for, you really got a lot out of the deal. You got a half hour early access, VIP lounge, private signings. So this was well worth it, and for next year, I'm definitely going to be grabbing it again, and I highly recommend other people do it too. And yeah, I just kind of want to go over some of the stuff I did and I saw and the stuff I got. So I guess I'll start with I got a lot. I used this opportunity to get a shitload of stuff signed. Brian Michael Bendis was going to be there both days, and he had a limit of 10 items. So each day I brought 10 items for him to sign, and I already put all of my trades and stuff away that I got signed by everybody. So maybe I can figure out a way to splice like pictures or a slideshow into this to show some of the stuff I got signed. But I got Dust Jacket signed on my Omnibuy. I got my Daredevil, New Avengers, Alias, my Daredevil Complete collections I got signed by Bendis and Malieve as well. So I guess it's a good way to segue into one thing I've always wanted to do at a con is to get a custom commission print or drawing or something. And I know that you pay for it, and it seems like a lot of money, but it's something I've always wanted to do. It seems like a nice con experience. And so, if you've been reading comics recently, you've seen Marvel and DC have done these blank cover variants, which the basic idea of them is to get them drawn on by artists, I guess. And I had a couple, and because I had early access, I dug and ran straight for Alex Malieve and kind of, I don't want to say cornered him, but I approached him really early, and I felt bad because he was tired. I think the week before was Dallas or Houston or one big con down in Texas, and he was tired out. But I asked him, and he said he would do a quick sketch commission and just black and white, and I said he could pick any of the blank comics I want, and he picked Hawkeye, the new Hawkeye #1 by Jeff Lemire and Ramon Perez. So I got a really nice sketch out of that. Yeah. So like I walked out of there that day, and I was really excited. This is like my first custom commissioned piece of art from someone, and Alex Malik did a really great job with it. So I'm gonna hang on to this for a while. If I can get it signed by Jeff Lemire, because I did get it signed by Ramon Perez there. Yeah. So if I can get it signed by Lemire too, I could probably just frame this thing, because it's a really cool picture of Hawkeye. And like I said, I really used the whole con was my opportunity, not really to buy stuff, because I did buy stuff, but there wasn't a lot I was looking for, and the stuff I was looking for they didn't really have, like out of print Omnibuy and stuff like that. So really, I brought a ton of single issues, a ton of trades to get signed. So let's just go through really quick. Howard the Duck #1. I got Joe Quinones to sign it, and he did a little quick sketch of Howard. He also signed my Future Foundation by Fraction, the trade. Okay. Iron Fist: The Living Weapon by Kyle Andrews. He signed these. This is one of my favorite baby variants of all time. I'm so glad I tracked this down and got him to sign it. And if I can get Scotty Young to sign it as well, I'd be really happy, because it's just like such a sweet little baby variant. And he did a nice little quick sketch there. And then while I was there, I was actually the first or second in Andrew's line. So I asked if he would do a quick sketch on a book, and he did. He did this really nice little Spider-Man sketch on this amazing Spider-Man I've been hanging on to for a while. So yeah, I was really excited. He broke out the first set of pens and watercolors and signed it for me. So, and I actually took a video of him drawing this, so it was really cool. Please don't fall. Another writer I got a lot of stuff signed, or a couple things signed, was Charles Soule. He signed my She-Hulk #1 as well as my She-Hulk trades, and I think he signed my Swamp Thing, one of the trades. And while I was there, I felt bad for making him sign so much, so I picked up, well, you'll see it in the hall, I picked up letter 44, and he signed that as well. But he was really nice about it. He wrote, "Stay green." He really was, like, talking to him about this. He really was proud of She-Hulk, as he should be. And if you haven't read that series, you really should, because he did a lot of good work with it. And I'm a little upset that it didn't last longer, as many people are. Like I said, I got a lot of trades signed by Bendis and Malieve, but I had these couple issues of Daredevil I really wanted to get signed, and just because of, honestly, it's because it's a cool story and the covers. So I got the whole Decalogue story in singles with these really nice covers. You know, each one, it's kind of playing off the 10 Commandments. You know, no false gods, honor your father and mother, don't kill, don't steal. It's really hard to see the signatures on this one because it's black, but they're there. And finally, oh wait, this is don't kill. So what was that other one? Steal? Lie. So yeah, I was really excited to get these all signed. And I think he signed one more issue I had of Daredevil. It's the one where Daredevil gets leaked to the public. But yeah, Bendis was really cool, and he was a lot of fun. You know, I joked around with him both days, and he's just a really cool creator to be around. If you ever get the opportunity to meet him somewhere, highly recommend it. He loves to talk, and he will talk to you about anything. He makes you feel good about yourself, which is really nice. X-Men #1, signed by Chris Claremont. Claremont was a lot of fun, too. He was a lot different than what I was expecting. He signed this and a couple other random books I had, because I really don't have much by Claremont. I haven't read that much, so really it was this and my oversized hardcover of Days of Future Past, which apparently he'd never seen before, because he took a look at it and he's like, "Huh, this is like bigger than a trade. I've never seen this." And he's just kind of, I don't want to call him grouchy, but like he was kind of acting kind of funny, talking about like royalties and stuff and how Marvel avoided paying him and stuff. So it was a little unexpected, but he was really nice about it. Spider-Gwen #1, signed by Latour and Robbie Rodriguez. I have the blank one still that they signed, but I couldn't get anyone to sketch on it, so I'm saving that for another day. And I really didn't want to bother them with it because their lines were insanely long. They were some of the hottest people at the con this year. They were really popular, and there were a lot of Spider-Gwens running around, so that was nice. I got A-Force #1, the Scotty Young variant, signed by Marguerite Bennett. And she did a little heart on Medusa there, because she said she really loved this cover. Marguerite was like one of the best people at the con. She's such a nice person. She's so friendly and happy and stuff. If you don't follow her on Instagram, you're really missing out, because she's also hilarious. And yeah, she's really super friendly. She was always like talking to people, being so nice. She was taking pictures with little kids, and she gave away candy at her booth. So how do you not like someone like that? She's just a lot of fun. Let's see. I'm almost done. I got David Mack to sign a lot, most notably the Fight Club Free Comic Book Day 0 issue and Fight Club 2 #1. And since then, there have been more copies, but I don't know if he did the covers on #2. But I got him to sign these, and he also signed a couple Daredevil books I had, like the Ultimate Collection with Bendis. He signed that, and then he had a couple of his own Daredevil books. So yeah. And I was happy. I asked him if he would sign on the "Hello, my name is" blank spot there. A little smudged, but I thought that was silly. He was a really nice guy. Like, it was kind of, he surprised me because like in all of his publicity pictures, like when he went on the special edition website, like you saw his picture and he was like just kind of, he looked like angry, like he was like cross-armed, like frowny face, and I was like, ooh, like, and he'd walk up to him, he's like, I don't know if he's Southern, but like he had kind of like that drawl about him. Really funny. He's like, "Hey, how you doing?" Like, really friendly, so that caught me off guard. And this is really random, but I was so excited to find. This is a book that came out a couple years ago, and it's called Sea Bear and Grizzly Shark, and it's as vapid and dumb as you think it sounds, but it's so much fun, and the writer and the artist were there. So I got them to sign both of it, and then they got me really excited because they said there might be a sequel. So yeah, it's Ryan Otley and Jason Howard, so a lot of fun. So that's all the stuff that I got like signed. Like I said, I might do like a not like a slideshow, but I'll pop in with pictures of stuff that I got signed because I did get a lot. My backpack was very heavy. But I guess next I'll just go through all the Green Lantern, almost like a recruitment poster. So yeah, that was really cool. Most of these are just trades that I picked up while I was at the show. Starting with Batman: False Faces by Brian K. Vaughan. I really have been on a Brian K. Vaughan kick recently. Just last week, I finally read the first Saga hardcover, and I fell in love with it. But before that, I really wanted to track down some of his other stuff. I grabbed his Mystique complete collection. I still have to track down his Swamp Thing and his Ex Machina. I really have to pick up all 5 trades. But I've really been falling in love with his writing, and I think this is the only Batman stuff he's done. It's very early in his career. I was reading like the introduction, and it's really not much. I think it's like a collection of 3 short little stories, and he says it's not some of his best work, but I really don't care because it's Brian K. Vaughan. I'm pretty sure I'm gonna like it, and it's Batman. So next, I picked up Daredevil: End of Days by Brian Bendis, and as you can see, I got it signed by Bendis, Mack, and Klaus Janson. I completely forgot about Alex Maleev, and at that time I was just too tired at the end of the day, and I really didn't want to go back. But whatever. So I've read all of Bendis's Daredevil stuff, but this is not included in his complete collections. This is sort of like a standalone Daredevil story, set to be like End of Days. Like this is the last Daredevil story, or the end of Daredevil. So just for completionist's sake, I wanted to read this, and I've heard a lot of good things about it. Okay, continuing with the Brian K. Vaughan, Doctor Strange: The Oath. I really have not read a lot of Doctor Strange. I think the only thing I've really read of his solo stuff is a short by Mark Waid called Strange the Doctor Is In, which I had a lot of fun with, but that was, I think I read that a couple of years ago, and everyone says this is a really good Doctor Strange story, so I wanted to pick that up. Excuse me. Okay, so then I ran into a booth there where it was, I think, buy 2 get 1 free or buy 3 get 1 free. So I found volumes 2, 3, and 4 of Fantastic Four by Mark Waid, the complete collection. So I found 2, 3, 4. I couldn't find number 1. So I picked these up, and then as soon as I got home, I went to my comic shop and bought number 1. Actually, I think it wasn't buy 2. It wasn't buy 2 get 1 free. It was a really ridiculous price. I think it was 3 for $20. Buy 3 books for $20, and each of these are $24.99 cover price. So I saved 50, 60 bucks. So that was great, and then I had to pay cover price on the first one, but totally worth it. I've heard this is a really good series, and I couldn't track it down in the hardcover, but I really don't care. I just really wanted to read Mark Waid's Fantastic Four. I've been reading a lot of them recently, and I'm excited to finally get that. I also picked up, in a haul video a couple months ago, you saw I picked up the Italian version of this. Well, I was at a booth there, and I found this for like $5, and it just means a lot to me because when I was a kid, I went to they were selling comics at a convention thing in the Danbury Mall, and I had like a couple bucks in my pocket. I had no idea what I was buying, and I think one of the first actual floppy single issues I ever bought was the one of the printings of the number 1 of this, like the Torment storyline, and it's just one of the first comics I ever remember reading. So I actually have not read the series all together like this, and I heard it's really not that great. Everyone just buys it for the McFarlane art, but just for the hell of it, I guess. And then let's see. Ultimate X-Men Ultimate Collection by Millar, Volume 1. This, I'm not sure if I'm going to be too keen on it. I just really have no experience with the Ultimate Universe outside of Ultimates and Ultimate Spider-Man. And it looked like this was kind of an old volume, so maybe it's worth something. It's a little banged up. But I think I bought this at the same booth as the 3 for $20, and I forget what else I got, but I got this for cheap, and if I don't like it, I'll sell it. I just wanted to get a little more insight into Ultimate X-Men. And then, like I said, I grabbed Letter 44, Volume 1 by Charles Soule, and I've heard a lot of good things about it, but I haven't actually read it yet. And yes, he signed it. Space. And I know Volume 2 is out. This was interesting pickup for me. Premiere hardcover, X-Men Wolverine Gambit by Jeff Loeb and Tim Sale. Not exactly sure what the printing status of this is, if it's in stock or out of print, but I had the opportunity to grab. I was torn between either getting this or getting the single issues of Wolverine Kitty Pryde. That book I know is very out of print, or was only printed once in a different copy, but it was either pay $35 for those issues or pay like $20 for this. And I figured I really don't read single issues anymore unless it's like an ongoing series and it's something I want to keep track of. I really wait for everything in trade or hardcover. And I mean, it's Jeff Loeb and Tim Sale, and Jeff Loeb has kind of gotten a reputation for being hit or miss over the past couple of years, but usually with Tim Sale, he's good. So, and I've honestly not read much Wolverine like standalone stuff, and I don't think I've read literally anything with Gambit in it. So, I figured it's just a nice introduction to the characters for me, and it really is a nice looking book. It's a little banged up, but still, these premiere hardcovers are really pretty. And then the last is just a really random pickup I got. I'm the kind of person who's a pushover, and I kind of got like, I don't want to say I got cornered into buying this, but I kind of did. And I just really wanted to throw money at the guy to make him go away. And it's called Yi Sun Shin, Warrior and Defender. It's a historical comic book about a Korean commander who fought off the Japanese during the Middle Ages. And I'm a big history buff, I am. And I may have picked this up on my own, but it was, cover price is $25. I got it for $20, and the author signed it. I don't know. Like I said, I kind of got shoved into buying it, but I'm going to read it, and odds are I'll like it, because I really have not read too many bad comics in my day. So, who knows? So yeah, that was my recap for Special Edition New York City. I definitely want to go back next year, and if you have the time, you're around, and the money to do so, I highly recommend it, because it's a lot less crowded and crazy than New York Comic Con. I will say this year the venue changed. Last year it was at the Javits Center where New York Comic Con is held, but it was in the section where Artist Alley usually is. The whole con only took up the space of Artist Alley. So it was a small space, but there wasn't that many people, so it worked. This year they moved it to Pier 92, 93, right next to the Intrepid, and it was a little shady. Because you were just like, it felt almost like a warehouse. It wasn't really dolled up or anything. A lot of like cheap plastic foldable furniture everywhere. I don't know. Definitely not as nice as the Javits Center, but it was a bigger space, so you had a little more room to move around. And I think there were definitely more people this year, even though the guests involved, with the exception of like Brian Michael Bendis and Scott Snyder, there really were not a lot of other big name writers there. Okay, Charles Soule. But Chris Claremont is basically at every New York con. Last year, I think, you had people like Manipul Buccellato, Gail Simone, Snyder, and there was someone else too, like another really big name. And I think last year, the debut year, had a little better group of entertainers on as well. And like I said, I'm really glad that I went, and I'm really glad that I sprung for the VIP ticket. And I think I definitely will again next year. And like I said, I highly recommend you do too if you're interested. So yeah, I think that's it for this video. It's a nice little recap, I think. expect to see an actual haul video in the coming weeks. I do have a couple books I need to review still, but I'm kind of slowing down on those because, well, let's be real, no one's watching them. And talking about them and being vague and not wanting to spoil it, I'm honestly getting more feedback on Goodreads, which I'll give you a link to if you're interested in that. I'm getting more feedback on Goodreads than I am on here or on the blog. And I still love posting quotes and stuff, but talking about the books vocally takes a lot out of me, and uploading them and making sure they're synced right, it's a lot of work. And I think I have a lot more fun doing videos for the comic stuff, just because I know people watch them and give their opinions, more so on the book stuff. Unless I take my book videos in a different direction, and I'm not exactly sure what kind of direction I should take or would take. So, not to say I'm going to stop doing video reviews, but I'll go at them at a slower pace, or I'll stagger them more, or maybe I'll just save them for bigger, more notorious books. And I definitely want to do more comic spotlights, which I feel bad I haven't done in a while. But I think I'm narrowing it down to pick a book for my next one. It's going to be one of these omnibuses, or a new hardcover that I just got. And so yeah, stay tuned for more updates. I'm really going to be doing more. This is 4th of July weekend, so I have a couple days to do nothing but read, hopefully, and knock out my huge, this is my to-read pile right now. And yeah, and then that stuff is all part of a haul video that's going to be coming up soon. So you'll see that in my next video. I got a bunch of books and I have more coming in the mail. And despite the fact that I just blew a whole bunch of money fixing my car, I need more. It's not enough. I need more comics, and I'm going insane. So, basically another day in the life. Hope you guys like this one. If you have any questions about the stuff I got, or you want to see any other stuff, let me know. I had a lot of fun there, and like I said, if you can check it out, go check out Special Edition New York City. It's a lot of fun, and you'll see me there next year. So go ahead, check out the blog, myprivatelibrary.tumblr.com. Like and subscribe. Tell your friends. Let me know how I'm doing. Give me some feedback, because I really don't know. See you guys later.